good here so far. I know it's gotten pretty hot where I am right now, so hope you're staying safe and staying hydrated. What I'm showing off for you today is sort of a version 2.0 of the NX Enterprise that I've built. This is actually going to be going to a friend of mine over in Germany. He specifically requested me to build a NX model for him with all the lighting that I've done with this one. This one is my model. This one will be his. Many differences between the two of these. Most of the lighting is the same. However, once I turn on the lights on both of these, you'll immediately notice the differences. Right away, you'll notice the difference in hull color. When I did this model, my intent was actually to get the darker color to be the main base color, and I used masks for this. However, I inadvertently mixed the two, and I did the lighter coat as the main over the over the mask after I did the darker color. So I kind of did it in reverse, so it's a little brighter than I wanted, but I still like it. I still like how most of the panels have come out, so they're pretty clean, but not a lot of them are details, I should say. Like if you look at the paneling here, they're just big old blocks here. A couple of these are just big old blocks. You get the general pattern here and there. You get some of this pattern here, and you get some of the pattern, the paneling here, but you get nothing for the pylons here. I had to use enamel panel wash for this, because in this model, this is done with acrylic paints. My friend wanted specifically enamel paints for his model, so this is done all in enamel. Got the base coat close to what he wanted. I think it might be a hair darker than it should be, at least in this light. And in other pictures, other lightings, it definitely looks much more silvery, much more lighter than it's showing up right now. But this is done with the polar lights Aztecing, and because of the color of the hull, it very much blends in more, much more subtle, which is what my friend wanted, and it looks pretty good. I hand painted most of the gold paints. I airbrushed the bridge. The difference between the two of these is that if you look at the warp grill, not sure how well it shows up on the camera here without the lights, but these warp grills were masked individually, each one of these panels here, and on the inside here, these strips here were masked so that these warp grills are screen accurate. Same with the deflector dish. I painted a little bit on the inside, the bars and the outer edge. Basically just get everything as spot on as possible. There are a few added lights that I put on this that I didn't put on mine. A couple spotlights for the pylons I put on this model, and then there are a couple of little pinpoint lights on the bottom here that aren't in this one. Otherwise, I did pretty much replicate all the lights, the registry spotlight, the cargo lights, all the lights here. Both the domes will glow up here. The warp crystal glows. Of course, all the navigation lights, same deal. You get strobe on the bottom, strobes, navigation lights. Don't move it around too much, but my friend also wanted this to be on a ball joint. I did do this for my TOS Enterprise, although I made sure this was adhered quite well, so you can move this very well without, risking, anything. I will show you all the differences. Now, of course, like my NX, this is hooked up to a TenaControls multi-mission control chip. I have both of these set to the TNG setting. It seems to be the closest, at least visually for me, to what the show shows for the strobes and the navigation lights. Originally I had this, I think, on the TOS, but I think the strobes were just going too fast for my liking, and the navigation lights were going too long for me. So I think this was a happy medium. There's an option for two others besides TOS. There's the Defiant Voyager refit, I believe. They lump them all in there. And then there's the JJ Prize double flashing. On this one, I had the navs and the strobes both colored. Screen accurate is the lights here are white and they stay lit, and the navigation lights are lit. I'm not sure how well it shows up on the camera because I know the lights tend to get blown out on camera. But here is the major difference here. On my model, the warp grills are not masked off at all. They are fully just clear blue. But on his model, there you go. The interior is up. There we go, the interior right there. And the exterior all masked off. His request also was for the front Bizzards, probably not going to show up well right now because my ring light is sort of blowing it out right now. Put this back down. On my model, the Bizzards are just done with a pair of, I believe they were 3mm red LEDs. For the Bizzards on his model, each Bizzard has 3 SMDs. 2 of them are red pulsating SMDs, and one of them is a blinking red SMD. So it creates this sort of warbling effect that the show has. I believe the show actually has it more as a circular motion. Let me turn off the light here. Bizzards, yeah, you can see them pulsating. My ship, unfortunately, when I put the crystal on, the resin that I had that bonded the fiber optic with the SMD I had in there, I think broke on the inside, so the lights that should be the strobe on the bottom now shines through the top, and it's mostly not there on his model. Just pick this up just to show it off. So the camera probably won't pick it up. Yeah, so it's like it's very subtle. It's not supposed to blink, but it's very much works. So show off. Now on his model, he requested a portion of his windows to be off. So there's going to be some that either look a little dimmer because I blocked it off on the inside. Some of the saucer windows. I can't really turn this around too well. So go this way. There's another difference back here. I had scraped off paint for my impulse engines here, but I definitely did not want to do that for his model, so I just made sure I masked off as tiny as possible a square here, and very much comes up better than this one. Because I use the red LEDs for the Bizzards here, they very much glow brighter than probably they should, so there's a lot of red illumination on the hull. So the camera definitely, thankfully, picks up the scrapes that I attempted to make, but definitely more defined on his ship here. I think I got the impulse engines a little brighter than I did on my ship. They're a little more muted. And I like the brightness. I like how bold a lot of these lights are. I definitely didn't want, you know, anything to not stand out. Difference in the footage is that one is just all there, and then that one's painted bars on the inside. Lights on the bottom. Try to get every light I could think of. I think I probably could have added a light here for the pylon here, but that's already a pretty small area to work with. There's already a lot crammed in there. I didn't exactly want to overcomplicate it more than I needed. Overall, I am so happy with how this came out. Thankfully, this is for a friend, so this took twice as long as I promised him it would be. It took 6 months instead of 3 months. But after a few pokes and prods, I managed to get this up and running and finally finished for him. So once I get done recording this, it's gonna get all bubble wrapped and protected, and it's gonna get shipped off, and he'll get to enjoy it. Kind of sad to see it go, because it is probably the best ship I have ever created. Probably will do this again, not anytime soon, but I did construct a sort of dummy model to test the Aztecs first to see if they were to my friend's liking, and I really want to do a lighted NX refit because I tested all the decals on a refit version, and because season 3 of Picard officially canonized the NX refit with the Starfleet Museum, I would very much like to add a NX refit to my canon collection now of Enterprises. Plus, it would just be, you know, for completion's sake, to add the NX refits, because it's the NX itself is already a pretty great design, and the refit, if we got a season 5, would have just been, you know, that further connection to the TOS series, you know, with that design language. Hopefully he'll open this up and be like, yeah, this is freaking awesome, you know, every superlative you can imagine. So with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.